Hey guys, so it's been a while. I did film, I filmed quite a bit. I filmed bits of clips over the last like 3 weeks and just never got round to making it into a video. And I looked back through a few of them and they're not that interesting. I mean, it's not much we can do at the moment, so it's sort of bits are just repetitive. Like I've just been writing. I've been to see my friend Adele a couple of times at a safe distance. She lives about 20-minute, half an hour walk away. So I've been to see her a couple of times just because I need to see other people that aren't my family. As much as I love my family, and I need to get out of the house. Definitely need to get out of the house more than I am at the moment. It gets to like the end of the week and I'm like, have I left the house this week? I don't think so. So yeah, I definitely need to do that. And also it was my sister's birthday, so we had stuff going on for that, which was fun. I think she had a good day even though we were still in lockdown. And uni finished. I handed in my last assignments, so it's been like all over the place. So I thought I would just make this video. Oh, I also I cut in a fringe. I had the lockdown breakdown and cut in a fringe. I'm not going to show you because it looks okay, but I really don't like it. I usually plait it into my plaits after I've had a shower, so it goes all fluffy, and because I just want it out of the way, and it goes all fluffy, and I look like one of these sheep. So yeah, I've pinned it back. I think it looks okay, so we're just gonna ignore the fact that it's there and the fact that it was a mistake. But it's hair, it'll grow back. So what I'm going to talk about in this video is things that I've been watching or reading recently, because that's basically all I've been doing. I've been watching things, reading or writing, and that's more or less it. So the first thing on my list, got a list here, the first thing on my list is The Good Place. Now it took me 3 attempts to watch the whole of this show. I can't remember the first time I started watching it. I think I got like 4 episodes in. I'm not even sure like when the show started, so it might have been when I was doing my A-levels. Probably. There's 4 series, so I feel like when I was doing my A-levels, which was 2 years ago. And I started watching it then because so many people loved it, and I couldn't get into it. I mean, I did only get 4 episodes in, and I must have had like work to do and stuff, so I just didn't get into it. And then I tried again. I think I got 6 episodes in this time. I think this was last year when a load of my uni friends were like, you have to watch this, it's so good. So I tried it again, still couldn't get into it. And then I was like, well, I'll give it another go. I've got all the time in the world, so I might as well. So I gave it a go, and instead of starting from the beginning again like I'd done the last time, I started from where I'd left off last time, and got to the end of season 1 and was like, how have I not continued with this before? It is so good. I binge watched all 4 seasons in less than a week. It's that good. So it's basically, it's hard to explain what it is without giving it away. So basically it's about these people in the afterlife, and it's a comedy. It's also sort of very philosophical and ethical. It discusses ethics a lot. And it's really interesting and also really funny and really emotional, and I really enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend it. If you can't get into it, at least watch to the end of season 1. I can promise you it gets so much better. Anyway, the second thing I've been watching, or have watched, I watched this in 2 days, is the new Netflix series Hollywood. Literally, you know it's a good series when you watch the whole thing in 2 days. It's only 7 episodes long, but they are like 44 minutes long each. And it's done by Ryan Murphy, who did Glee, and another Netflix series I love called The Politician, which has Ben Platt in it. And if you know me, I love Ben Platt with all my heart. But it's very good. It's set just after World War II in America, and it follows a bunch of people trying to make it in the Hollywood film industry. So it has like actors, screenwriters, directors, producers, and they all interlink somehow. and it's just so good. The acting is phenomenal, and the representation both of like the LGBT community back then and how people of different races were treated, especially within like the film industry, and it's just so good. Please, please, please go watch it because you will not regret it. It's amazing, and I need a series 2 like right now. The last thing that I've enjoyed watching out of the many things that I've watched, I mean, I've enjoyed basically all of them, but this is another one that is particularly noteworthy, is the new Netflix film The Half of It. I was like, I watched the trailer for this and was instantly like, I have to watch this when it comes out. I have to. It's like right up my street. It's like a teen sort of YA film. I was very surprised that it's not based off a book. A lot of Netflix teen films at the moment are based off books. And like To All the Boys I Loved Before and All the Bright Places. So I thought this was based off a book, but when I googled it, it's not. But it would make a really good book. I would definitely read it. It's again, this is another one where I can't really explain what it is without giving it away. It's, I guess it's an unconventional love story. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's an unconventional love story set in like this small town in America, and it's phenomenal. It's emotional. It really like makes you think about things and how your relationships are with other people, both friends and people that you have a romantic connection with, and it's just so good. I know I'm saying this about all of the things, but it was so good, and just the bonds of friendship within it that are created are so good, and yeah, it's really good. So, things that I've been reading recently, there's one that I haven't put on my list, which I started before one of my new books arrived, which is Only Mostly Devastated by, I've got it here, Sophie Gonzalez, this one, and it's basically, I think I might have talked about it on here before, it's basically Grease but gay. I've not read much of it, so I don't know how else to describe it. I've read like a couple of chapters. It's really good so far, but one of my new books arrived that I pre-ordered and I instantly started reading that, and it's The Deck of Omens by Christine Lynn Herman. This is the second book in her duology, so it's the final book. I've never really read a duology before, I don't think. It's usually either standalone books or trilogies, especially when it comes to like fantasy, it's trilogies. And this is like an urban fantasy, so it's sort of set in our world, but it's still like supernatural fantasy. And yeah, it's got really, really good characters. I love her characters so much, and it's got really, really good bisexual rep, which is great. As someone who's bisexual, I love to read that. And I've not read many books that have bisexual characters in, I don't think. Obviously the main one being Magnus Bane from Cassandra Clare's series, and actually there's quite a few characters who are bisexual now that I think about it, so maybe I have read more than I thought I have, but these ones just really like stood out to me. I read her first book, The Devouring Grey, last summer when I was imbued with my friends, and I started it like on the beach, and it just made me feel really summery, even though it's like dark and like fantasy and set in like autumn. And this one, I think I've read 5 chapters so far, and it like alternates points of view, and it's so good, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. And then the next one, the final one, is I've taken to listening to audiobooks this year, so I can read a physical book and read another book at the same time, but not really like, a lot of the time if I read like 2 physical books at once, I'll just completely ignore one, because the context in which I listen to an audiobook is different to how I read a physical book. I can read them at the same time, so like if I'm listening to an audiobook, I can do it if I'm like tidying my room, going for a walk, whereas I will like sit down and then read a physical book. So I've been listening to the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson, which isn't my like usual type of read. It's a YA mystery, and I haven't really read like any sort of mystery before, but I'm really, really enjoying them. I listened to Truly Devious, the first one, and now I'm on the second one, which is The Vanishing Stair, and I'm just so hooked. I think that is the hook of mystery. You need to know, basically they're trying to, it's set at a boarding school, and it follows this girl Stevie, and she's trying to figure out this murder that happened like years and years and years ago. Or they think it's a murder. It was a kidnapping that turned into a murder. But yeah, it's just, it's gripping, but it's also like, it's funny in places, and it's really good, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm surprised at how much I'm enjoying it, because it's not really something that I would read. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be reading next. I also got this, my amazing friend Hannah sent me this after I literally like mentioned it fleetingly. We were talking about graphic novels, and I was like, I really want the Mortal Instruments graphic novel, and she sent it to me. So this is the first installment, the first volume of the Mortal Instruments graphic novel, and it's so beautiful. Just look at it. So I'm gonna read that at some point as well. And yeah, I've got to find new things to keep me entertained. I can binge watch a show like that, so I will probably find something. There's a Netflix show that's recently come out called, I think it's called Never Have I Ever, which looks right up my street. So I think I'm going to watch that next. And there's also a show that my parents have recommended to me, which I might watch, as well as the YouTube that I've been catching up on. So I've been catching up on like Amazing Phil's videos and Zoella's vlogs, which I really love because they're just so chill. And I've been re-watching Carrie Fletcher's like theatre vlogs. So I've been watching today in between bits of writing. I've been taking breaks and watching her Watch Me Wednesday videos. That's it. I was like, was it the Headless Ones? And I was like, no, it wasn't. It was Watch Me Wednesday. You can tell I've done so much writing today because I'm like, I don't know what world I'm in. But yeah, I'm gonna find some new things to watch. Let me know if you want to, what you've been up to, or what things you've been watching and reading. If you've got any recommendations, I am definitely up for that. And yeah, look after yourselves, stay safe, and I hope you're all doing well.